Welcome back, everyone, to episode 4 of the Zero Build Meta. So let's just jump right into it. As always, we had a bit of a weird update last week where the EMPs and clingers were vaulted. And you guys know me, I'm not a big fan of this. So clingers, I don't really care about. I've died to them maybe like twice all season, whatever. I also didn't really use them that much either. I always thought the fact that you could only stack them in 4s made them a little bit limited. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about the EMPs. I don't know why they had to do this. It just feels so silly and so... I don't know what the best way to really word it is. Like, who was asking for this? Who was asking for EMPs to be vaulted? And who does this really benefit? I feel like it only really hurts me and like other people who really liked using EMPs. And I won't lie, I haven't really been using them a ton in the last month or so. I switched to mouse and keyboard about 4 weeks ago. And as a result, my aim has gotten a lot better. So I've been using more of like the gun weapons and less of the throwing type things. This update doesn't really affect me that much. I just think it's a little silly. I mean, I really like having them for situational type plays. Someone's in a car, you want to EMP them, someone's behind cover, you want to EMP them. Or another big thing is now getting gold is harder than ever. Gold was always a consistent source from vending machines if you had EMPs available. Even if you're just like not planning on using EMPs, you find a few. If you're near a vending machine, go grab, go throw a few at it, get a few hundred gold, go about your game. It was a nice little thing to have in game, and it feels super unnecessary to have taken them out, especially at this point in the season. We have season 3 coming in about 2 weeks, so why take it out now? I don't know, just seemed very, very odd. I could see if you wanted to do it at the beginning of next season, but doing it at the very end of this one just feels kind of petty to me. So without EMPs, I needed a new X Factor weapon, and I have settled on the Chains of Hades. I think the Chains of Hades are currently the best X Factor weapon in the game if you pair it with a shotgun, and then you also need like a sniper or an AR to go with it. But Chains into shotgun has been a really dope combo. I've been using it quite a bit lately, and it is great from dragging people out from behind their cover. It's great for shockwaving over someone and using chains to kind of get them out of their position, even if it's not cover. Say they have high ground and you want to take them off their high ground, you can do a lot with chains. Or you'll even see in one of these clips here, someone tries to get away and final kill of the end game. We just chained them back over and pop them with the shotgun for the win. I mean, it really is a very versatile tool. It requires a lot of precision. It's nothing like EMPs where you can just throw it and the area of effect is kind of very large and you're going to hit a lot of people easily with it. You have to be pretty precise, and if you're moving or if your target's moving or both, you've got to be extra precise. You have to kind of lead your shot because the chain takes a second to get there. So yeah, it is a higher skill weapon for sure, but is without a doubt my current favorite X Factor weapon that we have available to us in Chapter 5, Season 2. So even though the Avatar event is over, waterbending is still here, likely suspected that it may be. I speculated this last time we made an episode because of the way that the snake items worked in Chapter 5, Season 1. The EMP cloak and the snake cardboard box thing remained after, for the whole season basically. And that was because Snake was like in the battle pass and a couple of them had to do with quests. And I don't think there's any quests that have to do with waterbending, but just because Core is in the battle pass and Core is the waterbender, it made me think that waterbending may still remain. It was here before the other mythics. It is now still here after the other mythics. So for me personally, I actually kind of like this because for me, waterbending is just so powerful. Before, when I mentioned switching to mouse and keyboard and like getting better at some of the shooting weapons, this is one of them. On controller, I was trash at waterbending. I couldn't hit anything. And now on mouse and keyboard, it's like a cheat code. Like you point and click. It really is that simple. So mouse aiming is a little too busted, and with things like this, it's especially overpowered. So waterbending is still here. I feel very bad for people who are annoyed by it. I'm sorry. We will keep killing you for the next 2 weeks while it's still in the game. It just is what it is. I do apologize. All right, so with the ending of the Avatar event, the Star Wars event did start, and that has led me to be a little bit underwhelmed overall. Now, the Star Wars event is not just a BR event. It is, Fortnite Festival with some of the jam tracks. You've got the Lego pieces in the Lego mode, but overall, the BR features that we've been given are pretty mid. They gave us the E11 blaster, which is completely useless. They gave us a lightsaber without any force abilities, which is also useless. It has a block, which you can use like situationally here and there. It's got some, like for all intents and purposes, it's useless because it requires an inventory slot. And if you were going to use that inventory slot for the lightsaber, you could have used it for something more beneficial. So while it is not useless if you have 0 items altogether, if you have choices, it is the worst choice possible. We'll put it that way. The Wookiee Bowcaster, however, that one does have some utility. So Wookiee Bowcaster has a couple cool little tricks. One, explosive damage, which is great. Now with the EMPs and clingers being gone, there is 0 area of effect attacks except for the Wookiee Bowcaster. So say someone's in a vault, that's like your best way to open them up right now, where before you could just toss down 2 EMPs and take away all their shield. Now you can probably hit them for maybe 60. 65, I think, is like the number that you get. So hit them for 65 and then just push down there and you like try to kill them. Maybe use like a bubble shield to try to block your way or something, but like it's really tough getting people out of vaults right now. The EMPs were a great way for that because the area of effect was just so big. Clingers were great for that because they hit kind of everywhere. So the bowcaster is okay for that. You know what the bowcaster is good for, though? It's good for vehicles, not as good as EMPs, of course. But if you hit the opponent on the side that they're driving, so if you hit the passenger side and when they're in the passenger, or the driver's side when they're in the driver's side, the explosive damage will go through the car. You do have to hit them on the side that they are on, though. It isn't just a complete area of effect like the EMP would be. And then one final trick, shout out to Evolve Jake. I was watching his stream yesterday and I saw him doing this. If you have the bowcaster and you are near any fishing spots, you can use the explosive damage to blast fishing holes, and you can get shield fish and floppers from there. So that's a great little trick that you can use while the bowcaster is still in the game. But yeah, overall, the Star Wars event for BR, I was not really happy with. I think that taking away the airbending and the other items, I mean, the airbending was really the useful one, and then giving us really next to nothing, I feel is kind of, yeah, it just makes the game feel slower overall and just not quite as fun. And with the removal of airbending, I do find myself using dirt bikes more often. I've said it all season, dirt bikes, or really all chapter, dirt bikes are the best way to get around the map in terms of a vehicle. They have the most fuel of any vehicle. They have the most versatility of any vehicle, and they can just kind of help you get out of situations by using cover because you can normally, you can weave and bob between things. So that's where the versatility really is very helpful. The problem, of course, is that they have no cover at all. If a single tire gets shot out, it's pretty tough to ride, and it can get blown up very, very easily. You can shoot while you're on them, which is a nice little benefit, but yeah, it's not as good as airbending was overall. We do have a new NPC to buy Shockwave at, which is where Jules used to be at the gas station that's right outside of Grim Gate. However, without EMPs or the golden chickens this time around, like when Jules was in the game, farming gold takes so much more effort that I don't really find myself going to these NPCs quite as often. To farm gold, all I really am doing is just going to vaults, trying to do the shadow briefings more frequently, and just picking up little things here and there, like every cash register I see, every safe I see, every chest I open, every person I eliminate, I just try to make sure I grab that gold because it has been a lot harder to acquire it this season after they removed the EMPs. We always give a rating of the game around this time of the episode, and currently I'm going to give it my lowest rating that I've ever given it, and I'm going to say that this season is right now at a 4 out of 10 for me. We've given it a 6 out of 10 for the past few weeks, but we're going to go 4 out of 10 right now because of the removal of airbending, the removal of EMPs, and nothing really coming back in its place. They gave us back the Greek legendaries and the Greek mythics, which they never should have really taken away in the first place if you think about it. Like, there's plenty of room for the Star Wars weapons and the Greek weapons, so why wasn't there plenty of room for the Avatar weapons and the Greek weapons? Makes no sense to me. But nevertheless, chains plus airbending would have been really nice to have. Like when airbending was in the game, if you could have chained someone who's trying to run away from you infinitely, like that would have been really, really sick to have. Like pull them out of the airbending, but for whatever reason we could not have had the loot pool have those two things. And then as soon as they bring it back, then they remove the EMPs and clingers. Like it would have almost made sense if they removed EMPs and clingers when they removed the Greek mythics and legendaries. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. They didn't really give us back anything in place. They just kind of took stuff away. And if you guys have been a fan of the channel for any duration of time, you've probably heard me talk about how much I dislike when Epic does that. They'll kind of put the game in like a really fun position, and then they'll just like take stuff away. My most recent like good example of this is say like the Midas update. I felt like it was a really good time. Then they took a lot of stuff away. They took all the chickens away. They took the stations away that can make your gun gold. So I thought that was kind of lame. The TMNT event was super good. Like the state of the game during that time was really, really fun. You had mythics everywhere. You had extra heals everywhere. You had the drift boards all around. Very, very fun. Then when they took that away, they didn't give us anything else. They just took it away. And taking stuff away without replacing it with anything new and exciting just feels empty and hollow to me. And I do not like when they do that. So with season 3 about 2 weeks away, I've got my 3 big requests. And if you guys have been listening, you would probably know what the first one's going to be. Vault the Reaper Sniper Rifle. I don't know what it is. I think it's because people are getting now used to the nerf that happened about a month ago. But yesterday I got headshot just as much as I would have like before the nerf, low key. Like I got headshot like 4 or 5 times yesterday in situations where like I'm moving. People had like every time. I was never really mad about it because every time I was on stream, I gave him like, good shot, bro. Like that's a great shot. Like I did not make it easy for you, and you hit boom, perfect headshot. It is what it is. I have to just suck it up and move on to the next game. But man, this gun has been in the game since December 3rd, guys. Since December 3rd, the Reaper Sniper Rifle has been the best gun in the game. That is now what? We're in May now? Is that over? It's from December to January? That's 5 months. January, February, March, April, May. 5 months that the Reaper Sniper Rifle has been the best gun in the game. That's kind of crazy to think about, okay? I've been playing Fortnite for, you know, here and there. I've never played for like this bit long of a duration of time. You know, I've basically been playing like almost every day since August, and the best gun has always changed. It went from like the MK Alpha to when the Mammoth pistol was in the game. That was pretty much the best gun, I felt like. Then when the Twin Mag was in the game, that was the best gun. But like those guns all lasted 1 season, or with the Mammoth less than a season. This thing has been dominating the game for, by the time it ends, it'll be 5.5 months that it will have been in the game if they don't remove it for season 3. So please get this thing out for season 3. My next wish is please give us back a pump shotgun meta. I just want pump switch to be back. I think it's really cool. I think it's one of the coolest features of Fortnite. I think that the Gatekeeper is like one of the worst answers to the Frenzy, because they basically took the Frenzy, which was just push, you know, spamming, to now they made it so like you have a little more precision and a little more accuracy, but the range of the Gatekeeper, the fire rate of the Gatekeeper, and the damage output is excessive on every front. It's too good of a gun. You can literally solo people with just a tap, 1 2 3 tap, and you can kill somebody. It does, like, to hit someone 90 is not hard, and to, you know, boom, like without even headshotting somebody. So bring back us a pump shotgun meta, please. And my last request, which you've kind of seen me sprinkling it in through the episode, is I want good, fun, reusable mobility that we can use for the entire season. Airbending was too good. Wings are too bad. We need something in the middle, like the Katana, like the TMNT reskin, maybe something like the Nimbus Cloud or the Witch's Broom, for example, and when they're in better states. Like the last time the Witch's Broom was in the game, it was a little too clunky, but things like that I feel like are great. Grapplers and ODM gear, a little too powerful sometimes, but yeah, overall, I just want good, fun, reliable mobility that we can just use. Shockwaves are great. I'll always love shockwaves, but I like new stuff too. So yeah, that's it for today, everybody. Thank you all so much. Love you all. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Let me know what you guys think about the current meta of Zero Build and what you are looking forward to in the next season. It is going to be here quicker than you know it, folks. Like next week, we'll be basically talking all about the next season, and after that, folks, it's going to be here. So yeah, thank you all. Love you all, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good one.